feeling all alone, and having to make the monumental movement to sacrifice her life to do what needs to be done to bring salvation to her people. That's what I can do right now. But definitely in my book called The Purim Power Pack, I really go into the depths of Esther. Yes?
I understand that it's very powerful to wake up in the middle of the night when you're very comfortable to do the Tikkun Chatzot. What happens if you really don't wake up? You are. I usually don't sleep at all. Is it as powerful? I'm just like, I'm still up. I didn't go to sleep and woke up for Tikkun Chatzot.
Yeah, could be done. There's all kinds of...
But is it as powerful as wake up?
Yeah. There's all kinds of variations. The Ben Ish Chai is one of the greatest sources for going into all the various different possible variations of scenarios in this, of what to do exactly. It all involves how to get up. And the technical things are how to wash your hands, how to pour the water over your hands, right? How to lift up your hands, how to do things. And how the Kabbalah is very much involved with embodying spirituality. I think one of the questions Mark asked me today led me to say that Judaism does not look for God out there in the Himalayas. It looks for God in the physical world itself, in my body, in the breathing, in the ability to sound, the ability to make words, to articulate myself, the ability to think itself. Everything about the way we're made is wondrous. That's where we find God. And so the Kabbalah really brings me into an embodiment of my soul and my body, and the body is no longer a prison of the soul, but the body becomes the palace of the soul, and the soul transforms, like I was saying with Esther. A lot of what Kabbalah is about is to attain mastery. And so the actions that are prescribed for us, again, there's a literal level, and then there's what I want to learn from it. I've tried to do both in order to really get it right. And I'm 35 years in this, and I still I'm not anywhere near what I would like to be. But what I've learned from it is just so beautiful to fill your life with meaning. So again, the specifics are in the Ben Ish Chai, whether it's in his book, the Ben Ish Chai, or it's in Od Yosef Chai, or in his other one, which is called Rab Pa'alim. But, and if you want to write me and you want specific answers, I'll try and give my best answer to you. Yes?
Every Jew falls sometimes someplace. What practical advice can you give from your point of view, from a Kabbalistic point of view, to a Jew who felt far away from Judaism and something says they want to reconnect and fix whatever happened?
Beautiful, yeah. Good question. A lot to say. Don't know how to say it. But it's really an important question for all of us. And as I said, a lot of us, most of us, all of us were born unconscious. Total amnesia. And now it's the time to start waking up. And so I believe Judaism is a non-guilt-ridden teaching. Even though it's become infected with a guilt consciousness. Oh, I'm no good. I don't believe in myself. We have to kind of recognize that for what it is. That's not what Hashem does. Hashem never makes you feel rotten and bad for what you've done. Hashem builds on the good points. Gives you, say, I believe in you. So that's the basic thing of that I've learned. How I get out of the negativity, how I get off the bus, that makes me feel my story, the stories that I live in. Always getting down on myself and all that. It becomes so natural that we even know there's anything else, there's any other way to look at life. Judgmental on ourselves, never accepting anything good about ourselves. Or on the other hand, going to self-aggrandizement and thinking we're the greatest, moving back and forth. but never really in the middle, never really touching the truth of who we are, always getting caught in either saying, I'm okay and there's nothing wrong with me, or, oh, God, what's wrong with me? So these are stories that we live in. So we have to become more conscious and aware. I personally belong to a group called Color the Shofar. I recommend it very highly. It's a group based in Baltimore, women and men separate. And it's a powerful thing in the Jewish world now that I think has become more and more known. It's a workshop, a 2.5-day workshop. And we just finished one yesterday. And it was life-changing for me. I did my first one 2.5 years ago, and ever since then I've been in 5 more. I've been the staff. And once you've gone through this experience, this powerful experience of going into your own darkness, with 10 other men there who are doing it also, and 10 other men who have already gone through it, and one facilitator, and you see that all of us have suffered, and all of us have been wounded, and every single one of us has something we need the support of the others. And there's nobody laughing at anybody. It's totally confidential. It's totally real. It's experiential. It's not just a bunch of words. It's very needed in the Jewish world. So my answer to you is, I can send you to a website. I can tell you that the question you're answering is vital for all of us. Yes, we've all done things or having experienced things having been done to us that have gotten us, that we just don't know how to get out and live our lives to the fullest. Well, we need to be able to know that now. It's very important. And I think the Torah is a very wonderful, life-giving teaching when it's given, when can be even more life-giving when it's going to be given over by people who have come out of their wounds. When it's being taught by people who are wounded, by people who can't stand that you be who you are, who can't stand that you have something to say. There's a fear orientation. There's an orientation of judgmentalness. All of that is not really Torah, in my opinion. And that God is the judging God, and He's a peeping Tom, and He's trying to trip you up. And if you do something wrong, you're going to be punished. All of that went into us and poisoned us. That's not what God is about. So it has to do with who we are, what God is, and everything, and like really getting clear. I obviously am very small. I'm doing the best I can to be able to speak out truths that I believe are self-evident. But I think we all have to start working together. I said before that there's this poison on the planet, a religion that speaks of death. Right? Well, we have answers to that. But again, before we can rectify the larger society within which we're living, we have to do some inner work ourselves. We used to have great master teachers who used to give us our souls, to give us life. Parents just don't have that as much as we live life. So we have to start giving life to each other. I think even Shlomo Carlebach once said, Mashiach will not be the greatest teacher in the world, but the greatest friend. Meaning that we have to be friends with each other. Friends, true friends, to support each other in this incredible work. Anybody else?